to everyone. We have Kaden, Kylan, and also Ira. Tonight, we're going to ask questions based on fatherhood and childhood. We're going to see what their perspective is on the questions at hand. I'm the host tonight, Tijuana, and my nephew and my great nephew, they're going to answer questions that I asked tonight. So here we are. We have them tonight.
Yeah.
The first question that I have, I want to know, Ira, how did becoming a father change the way you see yourself?
Um, that's a great question. I really appreciate you asking me that. So, how did I, how did it, how did I perceive myself after becoming a father? It was something that you know I was excited about once I found out. I had a great childhood and I was loved very deeply by an awesome family.
That's
I'm
great.
so grateful for that. So my family taught me how to love. You know, 'cause love is kind, patient, doesn't envy, doesn't boast. But
What emotion did you experience when you first found out you was going to be a dad?
honestly, it was actually I tell them all the time. I say, "Okay, you're the day you was born was the best day of my life because I never knew I could love somebody so much till I had him." And I love all my people, but my son, they just this whole different type of love. It just I always just try to set the best example I can for him, and because I know
Okay.
he's not gonna be a a young boy forever. You know, I know he's
Right.
gonna be a grown one day, and so I want to prepare him and show him the things that he needs to know so he can be properly prepared for the world.
Hmm.
Um,
What's one moment with Caden that you'll never forget?
the first day he was born, cutting that umbilical cord, I was really nervous and stuff, but I was
You
there.
cut the cord?
I did.
You
I
did?
was there for
All
every
right
moment.
then.
Every moment I was
What
there.
was it like in the room? Describe that room for us.
The room it was a great experience. I wasn't, a lot of times when the babies come and stuff, a lot of times people have weak stomachs, and that wasn't me. It was just something I wanted to experience and not miss any moment.
Mm.
And it was a life changing experience for me, and I'm so grateful. Like I said, I remember what he wore home, a little froggy suit, and
Mm.
I remember him coming out. He was smiling and laughing and just a great moment. Great moment. I
Okay.
wouldn't change it for anything.
How do you balance who you were before kids with who you are now?
I definitely started taking my life a lot more serious because I know I had somebody really dependent on me, and I know I
A
had
provider.
somebody I had to provide for, not just money wise, but emotionally, spiritually. His
Mm-hmm.
spiritual growth has been a great journey so far. He just gave his life to Christ about on November the 2nd.
Mm.
So he actually got a certificate in the mail a day before Christmas. That the church sent them a certificate and a note and all that good
Okay.
stuff just to give him that recognition that he gonna get it put on a plat and hung up. 'Cause that's a big deal. That's the best decision you can make in
Okay.
your life is give your life to Jesus because he sacrificed his only
That's
son
right.
for us. And I even tell him, I said, like, we not Jesus, we're not perfect and anything like that, but we live, we got a good,
Mm-hmm.
we are image of God. So let's
Mm-hmm.
represent him in the best way possible because he sacrificed his only son for us. So I'm telling Council, imagine if, just imagine if somebody sacrificed their only son and somebody
Right.
gave him a blueprint to go by, and he ain't expecting us to be perfect, but he wants to be fruitful, faithful, and what?
Focus.
Right.
Okay.
And be obedient as we possibly can, and and he wants our heart.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a heart, and that's the most important thing. God wants a heart, and that's the things that I explain to Caden all the time. And just hold yourself accountable. Don't take
Mm-hmm.
nothing for granted. Don't take, and like I said, even on special holidays, people,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these
Mm-hmm.
holidays. But what if I told you,
Mm-hmm.
every day is a special day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is a miracle.
Speaking of that, we
Yes.
know it takes a village. Who
Yes.
supports you as a father, and how do you ask for help?
One thing I'm not ashamed to ask for help. We live in a world today where a lot of times a lot of people are judgmental, but it is great to have a supportive family and supportive friends that will help you and don't mind help you. You know, one hand wash the other. You know, and it's not you don't ever need to be a person that's always asking for help when you ain't helping nobody. But when you are willing to help and do the things you need for your family and be there for them any kind of way possible, a lot of times it's easier for them to help you because it's just vice versa. You know, you never want to just be one way like this and then you never helping nobody. God calls us to serve, not only
Is
your
this aim right?
yes, yeah.
Perfect.
God calls us to serve. Not only our family but everyone. He say, I know my children by the fruit they bear.
And speaking of God, what kind of man do you hope your child see in you?
Um, I I hope he see a man that never gives up. I hope he see a man that always keep the faith. I tell him about things I have overcame in my life. I'm very vulnerable with him. I let him know. Let him. He'll seen me emotional before. I talk to him about life. I let him know reality, and that's something that a lot of people didn't have growing up. So I want to make sure he have those, so he won't be like, so he can never be in like, okay, I didn't know about that. I want to let him know about real life situations. Hey, you do these certain things, these things happen. There's consequences for your actions. And it's something that he's being a great sponge right now, soaking it all in
A
and
great
becoming
sponge.
and creating his own identity. Because I want him to, he is his own person, but I want him just to always keep God first. Because God gonna be with you even when I'm not with you. Even if because I tell him he might not have me forever, but God will be with him forever. I just want to leave something in him that can help him throughout life.
And what advice would you give a new or expecting father?
I would definitely do my research. I would, buy books. I would look up. I would ask other fathers that is involved in their kids, or other fathers that may or uncles that you have good relationships with, and ask some ideas or, hey, what kind of advice can you give me, or how do you be a great father, or like I said, we all get better every day. We all learning as we go. No nobody know anything, but it is good to find reliable resources to be able to ask and learn and watch videos. It's people that overcame a lot. And but they never gave up, and they kept the faith. You gotta keep your faith at all time high these days.
That's true.
Yes.
So, Kaden, I'm gonna switch it over to you now.
Okay.
So, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I would say the main superpower that I would want is the ability to fly.
Hmm.
Cause some people wanna fly up to God like we always do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what be my ability that I would want.
That's great. What's your favorite song or movie?
Song of a movie. Mm, I
He said song.
Song. You know a song or a movie? Your favorite song?
my favorite song has to be Dark Clouds by Rod Wave.
Oh, okay. Nice. What are you proud of about yourself?
I'm proud of myself that when I have that right mentality, I can do anything.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
What does family mean to you?
Family means joy to me, joy, happiness, and everything in your life. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here right now talking to this talk.
That is true. So, imagine, what would you do if you was in charge for a day?
Charge of
Family.
family.
Family, us, if you could tell us what to do for a day, what would you do if you was in charge of telling us what to do for a day?
I would tell them that we should have family gathering, eat, get-togethers, play games, and do
Okay.
what all families do. So we have to get together.
Perfect.
Create a bond.
Yeah,
So
create a family bond.
that's good. So let me ask you something. What's something adults should understand about kids?
They should think. They should understand about the
Okay.
our our parents are trying to do the best for us, and we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do the best for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we just think they need to understand that we try our hardest.
Mm-hmm.
We try our hardest all the time.
Mm-hmm. What do you want people to remember about you?
Remember about me is I was a kind-hearted person, love
Mm-hmm.
people, love God, and just be fruitful, faithful, and focused.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go back to Dad.
Good.
You did a great job.
Hmm.
You did a great job. I appreciate that.
That touches my heart.
It touched mine
Mm.
too.
Mm.
So, Dad,
Yes.
what message would you like to leave for other young fathers listening?
I would say just never give up. Always fight to be in your kid's life. Never, always show up for them. A lot of times people think it's about the money and stuff. Of course, you need money to be able to make sure they're taken care of course. But the time is more important than what you can teach them. The quality time and the bond and the things you can teach them and the things how you can show them how to carry themselves and how to handle certain situations, how to control their emotions. None of these kids are born with emotional intelligence or
Mm-hmm.
know how to control your emotions. And when you can teach them that controlling their emotions at their age, growing up, a lot of times when they're older, they can handle certain situations a lot better and be a lot safer environment for them and whoever they're dealing with. It could be
Mm-hmm.
friends, family,
Mm-hmm.
anybody they're dealing with. You keep them a lot more safe. So
Mm-hmm.
this teaching, and like I said, never giving up. And just loving them. Don't take that for granted. Being a
Mm-hmm.
father, don't take that for granted. You done brought them on this world. Let's make sure they're taken care of.
Well,
It.
let's okay. Well, let's switch it up a little bit. You consider yourself a single father.
Right now, I'm in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and so we tend to make sure he's taken care of. I have a great relationship with his mother, and we
Okay.
all get along well. That's another thing that I'm glad we could talk about is the blended family.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when things don't work out, a lot of times. Things might go left, but it's all about the kid and loving the kid. So
That's
it's one
right.
thing that I
That's right.
would tell any father, never downplay or talk down on, your kid's mother or any of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like, it don't matter about all that stuff. It's not right. It's not.
And
It very.
sometimes it can be overwhelmed.
It
So,
can.
how do you stay consistent when you're exhausted and overwhelmed?
Would just be about life.
Mm-hmm.
I always talk to God daily. I talk
Mm-hmm.
to God as much as I possibly can. Me and Kaden, we talk about God all the time. That's my peace. Sometimes that's even waking up early in the morning and having a little isolation time, just with them one on one,
Mm-hmm.
before Kaden is even up. Taking a shower or whatever the case may be, getting
Mm-hmm.
ready. They just listening to a good positive message
Mm-hmm.
that keep me rejuvenated. I always listen to positive things. I
Mm-hmm.
live in a positive zone. Even if things don't work out, I still stay positive because I know God with me no matter what.
Good answers. Let me ask you this right here. What emotions do you struggle with but rarely speak about?
What emotions do I struggle with? You know what? I would tell you, I don't
Mm-hmm.
struggle with any emotions. I'm very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I've learned. I'm very vulnerable. I'm very open about what I have been through.
Okay.
That help that because when you talk about things you've been through, it helps you stay at peace.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times now, especially with a lot of men, a lot of mental health is really big. So a lot of times we have things heavy on your heart, you don't talk
Mm-hmm.
about them. It creates anger and bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I don't want. I know that's a sin. I know I don't want to be in that zone. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
be at peace and joy. So that's why anybody that know me, that they see, they know I'm positive. They know
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving. They know it's genuine. And I don't turn it on and off because it's something that live inside me, joy, and I'm grateful for that. But like I said, that's something that lives inside you. Even when, basically, I heard these other days, it said joy lives in Joy is the faith that you got in God, even when life a little
That's
bad.
true. That's true.
So
That's
the
true.
storm ain't gonna kill you, but how you react to it will.
Okay.
So that's how I feel about that.
Okay. So, what lessons are you most intentional about teaching to Caden?
Just this right from wrong, him like that is important, and then integrity.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be big on integrity, doing the right thing when nobody
Mm-hmm.
looking. I tell them all the time, I'm not always gonna be there to hold your hand, but God is always looking.
Mm-hmm.
God sees what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So be accountable for every action. You're not gonna be perfect, but hold yourself accountable. And a lot of times things are much easier,
Mm-hmm.
because God wants you to be accountable for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
He talk about the golden rule all the time: is treating others how you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something simple, but it's a lot of times we live in a world today where that's not done.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be like the world. Be a great image of God. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to follow the world, or just because it's trending some bad trending, that don't mean you got to do it. That's one thing I tell them too, is let's learn from daddy mistakes. Let's learn from your mistakes. Let's learn from everybody mistakes that you see.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we watching a movie.
That's correct. And it goes to the next question where it talks about generational stuff.
Yes.
What generational cycles are you determined to break? And
Um,
I come from a generation, you a generation, and then Caden is a generation. What have you seen, far as with my generation, that you don't want to repeat with your son?
I definitely I want to be with the generational curse. That stuff is serious. It's even saying in the Bible, if you don't break the curse, it'll continue through generations. So that's something that I try to move very intentional on all my moves and all my decisions. I'm still learning as I go, but I have learned from the past. I have learned from my family, my family growing up, and I'm very aware. I try to be self-aware as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely want to, definitely want to be a married man. Show him that, to be better than me. To try to, have a kid with one woman, and be married to him,
Mm-hmm.
and but like I said, I learned a lot of things later on or whatever. But like I said, so everybody's story is different. Everybody's pathway is different. But I just want to be there to guide him and kind of let him know, like, not to be ashamed. Say, hey, I've always been there, but hey, you could do it like this
Mm-hmm.
whenever that time may be. I
Mm-hmm.
try to tell them the joy of being a kid, but learn as much as you
That's
possibly
true.
can
That is
being a
true.
kid, so you
It
can.
won't last long.
It
You're gonna
don't
be
let
a
it go
kid
by
long.
fast. It go by really fast. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
break every generational curse off my family, and I will. Generational curses are real, very aware of them,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna break I'm gonna break every chain. There won't be no chains attached to me.
Okay. So
Real
we're
talk. We
gonna.
standing on it.
That's right. We're gonna
Yes.
we're gonna get ready to close this session here. I've
Yes.
enjoyed it, but I want to ask you another question.
Yes.
Would you have more kids?
Yes, for sure. I love kids. Anybody that know me, they know I love kids.
Mm-hmm.
I love kids, and I really love any kid. Any kid that ever then saw me or met me, I show them love. When you show
Mm-hmm.
people love, you show them God.
That is true.
So I'm big on that, and I remember growing up and being loved so much as a kid. Especially
Mm-hmm.
by my grandmother. She loved me so hard that I still feel the love from her today, and she been passed away over 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She showed me what true love is all about, so it's easy for me to display it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really a joy for real, because it's a blessing when people are happy to see you, and they light up when they see you.
Mm-hmm.
Because God say,
Mm-hmm.
bring the light, don't let nobody dim your light.
Mm-hmm.
And when
So,
you,
with that being said about your grandma missing me, what
yes,
kind of family legacy are you building?
yeah. So the family.
Because she instilled a lot in you.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
she did. She was still just the ultimate light factor. This
Mm-hmm.
joy, not taking no days for granted. She used to always tell me, you can be here today, gone tomorrow.
That's true.
She said, used to always tell me this, treat people good. So if they do this depart from the world, you can always look back on the good memories and won't have to live in no regrets. So that's why I'm big and intentional
Mm-hmm.
on treating people well. But I just want to be remembered by man that loved God, loved his family, loved people, and made a difference in the world, and show the kids that no matter what you go through, you can make it. And because God is always with you through no matter
No
what,
matter what.
good, bad, He with you through no matter what.
No matter what.
He tell us we're gonna have problems, but guess what? He also let us know that He can fix them.
Nephew, you're doing
Come on,
good. You're
man.
doing good.
We own it, man.
You own it.
And
So,
that's another thing too. Mimi used to say she used to tell me being obedient to save your life, baby.
that is
And
true.
she used to tell me these things going out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very grateful for that. Bad Association Sport Use for Habits. And then she had these sayings and stuff. She used to always say, and a lot of times I didn't understand it going out the door. But as I got older, especially when I had a kid, I really understood then. And that's in the Bible too. She used to tell me, you might not understand now, you understand later.
You
So this she
understand
tell me
later.
Bible verses that it clicked for me now. So it's really a
She
blessing.
prepared you. She
Yes,
prepared you for
with
the
the word,
future.
the word don't lie. Men do, man lie, but the word don't lie. So I'm grateful for that.
Perfect. So the closing question. Oh wow, I've enjoyed this. What does joy look like for you right now?
Joy, joy is just it's one of the best feelings, man. Because joy is that confidence in God gonna come through. So when you got that joy in you, um, can't nobody rob that from you. The devil
People
want
will try.
they will try. That's why you have to be able to set boundaries and stuff. That's very important these days. Set boundaries and love yourself love yourself enough to set boundaries. I mean, set boundaries. We're not people pleasing. We're pleasing God. Because when you please God, I tell Kate on something, when you please God, the right people will be pleased. So I think that's a lot of times we have a lot of people pleasing going on in the world these days. A lot of people worrying about, like, oh, hey, how they feel about this, or hey, I'm trying to be oppressed, or I'm trying to show. All that ain't important. Just please God, and like I said, just make sure yourself is feeling good and love your people. Don't take nothing for granted.
That's
And
right.
that's it, man. But don't please people. Don't do that. Don't compare yourself to anybody either.
That's right.
That's a
That's
compare.
right.
A thief is thief. Comparison is a thief of joy.
Comparison is the thief of
So
joy.
if you're comparing yourself to others, what they got, guess what? You ain't gonna be at peace.
So, Kaden, the closing question for you. What's something that make you happy right away?
Happy right away is just to see God and see my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because God is my family, part of my family.
Perfect. And can you show me what joy looks like on your face? Ah!
Ooh, that's $1 million smile,
That's a
man.
million dollar smile. I love it.
It's a blessing.
We have enjoyed you all tonight. We thank you all for tuning in to the podcast of Kaden and Daddy tonight.
Yes.
We love
Dog.
you all. Happy holidays and happy new year. We look
Yes.
forward to 2026.
Auntie, before we get off too, Kate, I actually met a lady at Five Below a few days ago, and I was telling her about our podcast and everything. I'm not gonna name drop, but she asked us if she could pray for her, if we could pray for her. She said her family going through a little something right now, but I told her God was with her, so um,
So,
let's set up a special prayer for. Um, and we're gonna set up a special prayer for our daughter right now. So, like I said, that's just us being fruitful.
what is her daughter going through?
I think her daughter right now. I think something happened with her daughter. I think that a relationship or something ended or something, and she's she need a little guidance or maybe let her know. Basically, she need to. We just want to remind her that God is still with her, even during a failed relationship. Even if it's a failed relationship with with her, is she in a relationship with somebody, or a failed relationship with if it's maybe her parents or something. I just want to let her know that God's still with her and everything.
All right, and I'm
We
just gonna
being
add.
fruitful.
I'm just gonna add, Father God, just protect her,
Yes.
protect her, guide her, her mind, her spirit, and if this relationship is causing her pain, confusion, or harm, give her clarity and courage to see the truth clearly. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
That's awesome. And we're going to end it right quick. We appreciate, thank you, God, for waking us up. We're so thankful for you. We appreciate our awesome Auntie Tia and they're sharing so much wisdom. And there's always giving us a lot of faith and joy. You know, she's a walking joy, and it's such a blessing to know her. We never take her for granted. We never take you for granted. We're so thankful for this awesome Christmas day. And like I said, God, we just want to let the world know that every day can be a special day because it is a special
Yes.
day. Every moment we have
It's
with you,
precious.
every day, as long as we're waking up, we know that you ain't done with us. I pray that I continue to be able to lead Kaden and the family just in the right direction as you just I lean towards you and not my own understanding, God. I'm so thankful for Kaden. I pray that he continue to be the best leader.
Yes.
I pray that he continue to be wise and brave and have the courage to be different from the world and just the courage just to keep on going no matter what comes his way. Just want him to be, just want to lean on your